This segment brought to you by Kansas Corn. Learn more at kscorn.com.
If you look at the United States as a business, which I do, I mean, that's a more macro approach. If you can produce something more than you need for yourself, and you can export that item, it creates jobs, it creates opportunities here for the United States. So we can build our infrastructure and things like that. So foreign trade is huge for any industry, but particularly for the agriculture industry. And as you know, whether it be corn, soybeans, cattle, all the things that we can produce, we're lucky in the United States that we have an abundance of supply. But when that happens, we penalize those that technologically and because of our own entrepreneurial spirit, pretty soon then our prices are too low because we can oversupply. So trade is huge to the United States, and then we need to continue to foster those relationships so that we can keep more growth here in the United States. We have a lot of interest in trade, both on the ethanol side, and then we're kind of a unique plant in the fact that we have a pellet mill that we can take 100% distillers and make that into a pelletized product. And that's kind of a difficult, there's a lot of pellet mills, but when you take distillers that have so much oil in it, you cannot, a typical pellet mill will not pelletize that. So we have to extrude it like the plastic industry does. So we want to take that product and make it into range cattle. And as you know, in the U.S., range cattle are on the range before and backgrounders before summer grass. So during the wintertime, we sell a lot of product. Where we're really interested in trade is during those times when the U.S. doesn't use that product, which is in the summer months. So we are trying to look for foreign trade for those 3 or 4 months so that the plant could continue to run year round. I think to be good trade partners, we need to not necessarily give them our technology. I don't think we want to do that because now we get into an advantage maybe that we might have. At the same time, if they've, particularly like in India where they don't use a lot of ethanol, if they can take a look at the American model and say, the air's clean, it's a less expensive product than oil, and we can blend that with our fuels, then that should foster to where they need it, to where they maybe cannot produce enough that it gives us an export opportunity. I want them to walk away from here knowing that if we say something, we mean it. We're great trade partners. We'll fulfill contracts, and we have a product that they can feel like that they can depend on. To me, where we fit is in make our foreign dependence on oil just a little bit less. But also, I think it's good for the consumer because, quite frankly, we can produce ethanol cheaper than you can buy a gallon of gasoline. So it helps the U.S. consumer, it helps the economy. You can take those dollars and spend them somewhere else instead of putting them in your fuel tank. And we won't get into is it cleaner for the environment, which we think it is, and we know it is. So for clean air and those, and it's good for here because we are buying a product that's grown in the United States, and we're selling that product to other people in the United States. So we're self-contained. And I think that's good for the American economy and for the U.S. To keep things here, in the United States.
The new Better Horses Network is worldwide. Presented by Lucas Oil. Featuring worldwide radio and TV with iconic hosts like Al Dunning, Sharon Camarillo, Ernie Rodina, Lindy Birch, and Craig Cameron. With American Cowboy, Horse and Rider, Brushy Creek, Cavenders, and Ride TV. Worldwide radio and TV. The all-new Better Horses Network.